Hi, everybody. How's the heat?
Hot.
Sunanda, is that suffering?
Suffering.
Suffering. John, is that your Sanskrit alphabet there?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I don't know if you're interested. I divided on top, but the rest of it's Chinese sayings that I like. I
Oh,
do that.
yes. Now I can see it a little better. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the middle one may be of interest. It says, "Sophisticated argument won't change the facts."
Isn't that the truth?
Uh-huh.
That's very
The,
wise.
the, the best one though is "Zhibao bourgeois." That means that paper cannot contain fire. The truth will out.
That's a good one. Davy Prana, how are you doing? So I said everything. Davy Prana really needs AC in her room, so we're going to try to get that happening.
Yeah, he'll come tomorrow, which is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let us start with spiritual treasures. Looks like Lito is here too. Very nice. Hi, Lito. Okay. Well, we're back to Dear X. Still Elmora, 24th September 1916. Dear X, have the conviction that you are working for the Lord, and then don't worry anymore. Why do you allow your mind to become disturbed? Quote, whatever work I do, O Lord, all that is your worship. That's the Shimna Manasa Puja Stotra. He is in everything and in everything. He is in everything and he is everything. Reflecting and meditating, thus one attains realization. Imagination will become reality, and that is how it happens. At first, one has to imagine. Afterwards, it becomes real. Swami Turiyananda very famously said, today's imagination is tomorrow's realization. It's like we imagine that presence in our heart. We imagine the presence of the Lord in what we do, and then later on we realize it wasn't our imagination at all. It was the truth. Next letter. Oh, wait. At first one, then afterwards becomes real is yours, Turiyananda. Again, Almora, 12th of October, 1916. Dear D, I was pleased to receive your letter on the occasion of Vijaya, Durga Puja, and to learn that you're physically and mentally well. It is really good news that your sadhana is continuing smoothly. The human body is subject to disease and grief. He who steadfastly worships the Lord in spite of that transcends the pairs of opposites and delusion. Lord Krishna indicated this in the Gita, quote, the men of virtuous deeds whose sins are ended are free from the delusion of the pairs and worship me with firm resolve. That pairs is the pairs of opposites, heat and cold, pleasure and pain, etc. The master used to say, let the affliction and the body take care of themselves. O my mind, you will dwell in bliss. It is a wonderful thing that you have understood the implication of the master's saying. The main thing in life is to worship the Lord. Wherever you are, if you can hold the Lord in your heart and stay at his door with patience, his blessing and compassion will dawn on you. God is all auspicious. This faith brings peace and happiness. If you try to explain the world through intellectual reasoning, you will be in trouble. That is why the Master advised us to realize God first and then try to understand the world. Hold on to God, then all good will attend you. With love and best wishes, Turiyananda. 26 November 1916. Dear Bihari Babu, I have received your letter of November 20th. I'm very sorry to learn of your family troubles, but I don't know what to say. Quote, only if you are an extremely expert, only if you are extremely expert should you ride on a horse. This proverb is very true. It seems that your troubles are due to the fact that you cannot behave as necessary in leading a householder's life. And again, I wonder, those who are really wise, are they happy? They do not appear to be so. There's a saying, quote, the depth of a river varies from place to place, but the average is always the same. So the long and the short of it is, no one is really happy in this world. For that reason, Krishna said in the Gita, having come into this transitory, joyless world, worship me. There is no happiness in this world. When we think that we could have been happy if we had been able to act in this way or that. But this is a vain thought. This world itself is asukham, joyless. So the Lord says, imam prapya bhajasvan mam, living in such a world, worship me. The main thing in life is to worship the Lord. He reminds us, let happiness or misery come. You go on worshiping me. Nothing is permanent in this transitory world. Happiness and unhappiness, both will pass. I alone am eternal. If you worship me, you will inherit my eternal treasures. Therefore, bhajasva mam, worship me. And you are doing that. Your involvement in translating the Vedi Stuti, the Bhagavatam 1087, is giving you wonderful spiritual intoxication. Blessed are you. There is rarely any person in this world who is without some kind of intoxication, but undoubtedly it is rare that a person finds joy in the Veda Stuti. As you have mentioned, your life is passing through happiness and misery. You know that the world is not everlasting. Just spend the remaining few days in life in this thought and in divine inebriation. What else is there in this world? This worldly life is not for you. Those who have a worldly nature, let them do as they please. You try to spend the remaining days of your life in repeating the name of the Lord and praying to him that you may be able to do so. After reading your letter, I first thought of advising you to take legal action, but later I realized that that was not for you. You are a man of different nature. You would rather endure the financial difficulties than get involved in that horrible legal battle. It is neither your mistake nor any mental weakness. You are a householder, but not an ordinary one. If you were, you would not be afraid to sue that person. Don't you see what people are doing to make money? They have no sense of right or wrong. They make money by hook or by crook. And you are reluctant to enforce your legitimate demand lest it create a hardship on the other person. How can you say that you are a so-called ordinary householder? As I said, endure whatever happens to you, holding the Lord past the remaining days of your life. Quote, he who endures survives, and he who cannot perishes. Remembering these words of the Master, pass your days through both happiness and misery, and eventually you will gain supreme peace. Your well-wisher, Turiyananda. Next letter, 3rd of January, 1917. Dear Bihari Babu, liberated souls do not acknowledge the results of past karma in their lives, although outwardly these do seem to exist. This is because the effects of karma in past lives arising from body consciousness. Prarabdha karma, the results of actions that were begun in former lives and are working themselves out in the present one, can be maintained as long as one lives identified with a body. But no one claims that an illumined soul ever identifies himself with a body. Hence, prarabdha karma should be rejected in this case. This is from Vivekachudamani. This is the conclusion. Devotees will abide by the will of God, so they do not use the word prarabdha. Those who follow the path of karma yoga, generally, they use the word prarabdha. Next letter. Dear D, this is 4th of April, 1917. I was pleased to receive your letter on April 1st. It is indeed good news that you are keeping well and your mind is not depressed anymore. It is really a good sign that you are having spiritual thoughts most of the time and have a great longing for holy company. It is good and desirable that you don't care for mundane talk and the association of worldly people. God alone is the way and the goal of all. Always meditate upon him in your heart. Don't worry. He will set everything right. Wherever the Lord keeps you, always pray so that your mind dwells on him. And however he may keep you, that is for your own good. The Sufi poet Hafiz said, If my beloved loves to see me wallow in the dust of poverty, if I am to turn my gaze toward the lake of heaven, then I am short-sighted indeed. It is always good to be content wherever the Lord places you. He is all good and omniscient, and he knows what is best for each person and arranges accordingly. But we demand something from him according to our liking and create a mess. Those who have worldly desires suffer from restlessness even in the solitude of the forest. Those who have disciplined their senses, they practice austerities even while living in a crowded home. That's from Hitopadesha. This is the real truth. There is no harm in praying thus, O Lord, wherever I may be, may I never forget you. May I have the company of your devotees. Please keep me away from worldly people. Call on him wholeheartedly, and he will do what is good for you. As long as the Lord keeps you at home, serve your mother as a manifestation of the Divine Mother. It will do you good. Whatever path the Lord has earmarked for you, follow it without any doubt. Your duty, my duty, and everyone's duty is to tread the path of God. There is no other duty. Worship the Lord with heart and soul. He is the adorable one and the chosen deity. If he is worshipped, all duties end. If the root is watered, the entire tree gets nourishment and produces fruits and flowers. Your well-wisher, Turiyananda. Next one, Dear Dee, this is from Bellarmont, 17th of April, 1917. I have received your letter of 31st Chaitra, April 1917. The Lord dwells in the hearts of all beings, O Arjuna, and by his Maya causes them to revolve as though mounted on a machine. That's from the Gita, 18th chapter. No, yes. Trying to read Roman numerals here, 18th chapter. These words of the Lord remind us that he is guiding us. In whatever way men approach me, even so do I reward them, for it is my path, O Partha, that men follow in all things. Gita, chapter 6. These words of the Lord, no, that was Gita 4, again me in Roman numerals. Okay, these words of the Lord prove that we are all following his path. Now we have to obey his command. Take refuge in him alone with all your soul, O Partha. By his grace you will gain supreme peace and the everlasting abode. That is from the 17th chapter. You have mentioned in your letter, our duty is to try to think of God and nothing else. Then where's room for any confusion? I am pleased reading your line of thought. You have reasoned very well. Thus move towards him and wait for his grace. In due course you will receive his grace, and your life will be blessed. Even now your life is blessed, as you are able to think of God. What else do you want? With love and best wishes, Turiyananda. The next letter is the 5th of May, 1917, from Bellarmont. Dear Ramesh, I have received your long letter of May 3rd. Don't worry, more or less everyone experiences that kind of feeling. Never discontinue meditation, even if it is distasteful. Again, in the course of time, the mind will change its mood. You will feel love for God, and the world will seem beautiful and joyful. Don't be depressed. Pray to the Master from the bottom of your heart, then strength will come and you will be able to make all situations favorable. When a cyclone blows, people become perturbed, but at that time one should try to be calm. Likewise, the storm also arises in the mind. At that time, if we can hold on to the Lord firmly, the storm can do nothing. Take refuge in him wholeheartedly. The storm is not eternal. Good thoughts will come again to your mind, and you will experience peace. Never give up the Lord, who is the embodiment of peace. Now this is your duty. Be calm and steady, and do your duty by surrendering yourself to God. Know for certain that your body and mind will improve again. Never deviate from the path of blessedness. At last all good will attend you. There is a saying, call on God when you are in trouble. Therefore call on him. All troubles will go away. Don't fear. Suppressing all other thoughts, try to think only of God and nothing else. Undoubtedly you will succeed. Your well-wisher, Turiyananda. Okay, now from Bellarmont, the 11th of May, 1917. Dear D, I have received your letter of May 6. I can clearly see from your letter that your love for God and reliance on Him are growing more and more. It is evidence of the Lord's special grace to you. May the Lord give you more devotion, faith, and inner strength. May you gradually advance towards Him, dedicate your life and soul to Him, and be freed from the clutches of all trivia and useless thoughts. And you may take refuge in Him alone, knowing Him to be the mainstay of your life. When that happens, all pain and suffering, all want and imperfection will disappear, and you will attain supreme peace. The more you move towards the east, the farther you will be from the west. The more you are able to fill your heart with thoughts of the Lord, the more worldly thoughts and worries will move away. You will not have to make any extra effort to drive them away. One should cultivate the recollectedness of God in one's heart with love and care constantly over a long period. Only then will it become permanent. It is necessary that one should be always prayerful. If one supplicates his inner feelings to the Lord again and again, the Lord listens to them. I was pleased to notice the mode of your prayer. One should pray to Him for love, faith, and devotion. These are rare things, and once you have them, you lack nothing. Then the heart becomes full of bliss, and under all circumstances, one experiences perfect peace. One should wait at the door of the Lord with patience, and then everything turns out all right. He makes everything favorable. The nature of the body is that sometimes it is good and sometimes it is bad, and all the while it is moving towards destruction. The body is not eternal. Sooner or later it will perish. So what more shall I say about it? If the mind is absorbed in God, then the purpose of assuming the body is fulfilled. Be at rest, surrendering yourself completely to God. There is no higher blessedness than this. Next letter is from Shashi Niketan in Puri in July 10th, 1917. Dear D, I was pleased to receive your letter of July 7th. Your prayers to the Lord are all very nice. Thus one should supplicate one's inner feelings to God. He is omniscient, and He listens to our prayers, and undoubtedly fulfills them if they are one with our own hearts. Try to fix your mind on God, and He will surely help you. Doubt prevails when the mind becomes impure. But be watchful, so that no selfishness finds a place in your mind. Surrender yourself completely to God, and after doing so, you will not have to seek Him anymore. Quote, I have sold my body in the marketplace of the world and bought Mother Durga's name. If one can apply this attitude wholeheartedly in one's life, one will never encounter fear or anxiety. This happens gradually. O mind, be absorbed at the feet of the Divine Mother. Be absorbed fully. Only then will you escape suffering. This world is not real, so why do you travel aimlessly about? Meditate on Kundalini, the power of Brahman, in your heart. Kamalakanta says, sing the glory of Mother Shama, then life will be a river of bliss, and then row your boat slowly. First know that life is a river of bliss, then row your boat slowly. Do not hurry. We must go on calling the Mother. What else do we need? One should consider oneself blessed if one can call on Mother. If there is any desire other than this, then it is a worldly desire, which breeds misgiving, doubt, and restlessness. Therefore, be careful. May there be not any desire in your heart other than the desire for Mother. Worldly desires are troublesome. Gradually, the Mother will make you understand everything. Pray to her so that she may give you strength and to fulfill your right intention. If the mind and the speech are united, you will accomplish everything. From Shashi Niketan in Puri, July 21st. Dear D, I am pleased to receive your letter of 1st Shravan, July 1917. I was extremely delighted to learn from your letter that the Lord is inspiring you with good thoughts and that your mind is becoming purer and purer. May He bless you. That is my sincere prayer to Him. Truly, it is not easy to get rid of all desires. But if the mind is endowed with discrimination, then desires cannot overpower it. The sage Vashishta told Ramchandra, if one has discrimination, then even in a great crisis, one is unperturbed. Indeed, the power of delusion cannot overwhelm if one can keep the discriminative faculty ever steady. What harm can desire do to a person who always thinks that everything is transitory? There is nothing to fear from trifling desires. That desire is really harmful, which takes the mind away from God. If the mind is fixed on God, cravings cannot mislead a person, even if he is in family life. Pray to God and open your heart to Him. He will set everything right. There's a beautiful story in the Yoga Vashishta Ramayana about renunciation. A brahmachari, considering himself a man of renunciation, gave up everything except a piece of loincloth, an asana, which is a carpet for meditation, and a water pot. In order to give him right understanding, his guru said to him, "What have you renounced?" "I see that you've renounced nothing." The brahmachari thought, I have nothing except this loincloth, asana, and a water pot. Does my guru want me to give up these things? Deliberating thus, he kindled a fire and one by one threw these possessions into it. Then he felt like he'd achieved complete renunciation. The guru said, "What have you renounced? A piece of cloth? It is made of cotton. Your asana and water are made also of different materials. All these are materials belong to nature. Whatever you renounced of your own." Then the brahmachari pondered, "What else do I have? Well, of course I have my own body. Well, then I shall sacrifice this body into the fire." When the brahmachari was about to throw his body into the fire, the guru said, "Wait a minute. What are you doing? Just reason it out. Does this body belong to you? This body was made by your parents of their semen and blood. And later it grew from the nourishment of food. What has it to do with you?" Then the brahmachari finally came to his senses. Through the grace of the guru, he realized that his ego was the root of all evil. Real renunciation is the renunciation of the ego. Otherwise, renunciation of external things, even one's own body, is not considered to be renunciation. Therefore, taking or giving up these pairs of opposites are futile because they are in the domain of Maya. The essential thing in life is to take refuge in God. One should pray for one pointed devotion, love of his devotees, and a taste for his name. Now we are in 31st of July, 1917, Shashiniketan, Puri. Dear D, I was pleased to receive your letter of Shravan 10th. I was also glad to hear about Krishna's swing festival in your home. In the Bhagavatam, Krishna said to Uva that observance of my festival is one of the forms of practicing devotion. Here in Puri, also the festival of Lord Jagannath is being celebrated and everyone is happy. If the Lord is pleased, everyone is pleased. Therefore, never forget to serve the Lord first. But generally it becomes the reverse. Instead of serving the Lord, we enjoy ourselves during the time of festivity. This is one of the greatest drawbacks of the religion of service. One is protected from this if one is careful, mindful, prayerful, and dispassionate. In the immature state, every religious path is attended with the fear of falling and failure. There is no fear, however, if the love of God deepens. But this intense love does not arise unless one is free from selfishness. Whatever path you follow, spirituality cannot be manifested unless egoism, selfishness, and craving for sense enjoyment is eliminated. A devotee of God has nothing to fear because the Lord protects his devotee. If he has the right attitude, sincerity is the only thing needed. To unite mind and speech is the supreme sadhana. Although it cannot be accomplished all at once, there is no doubt that it can be done by gradual practice. The Lord himself helps one to do this. Without his grace, everyone is helpless. Solely out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their hearts, dispel with the shining lamp of wisdom the darkness born of ignorance. That's the 10th chapter of the Gita. These words of the Lord are our only hope and support. Your well-wisher, Turiyananda. 31st of August, 1917, from Shashi Niketan in Puri. Dear D, I can see from your letter that you are in good spirits. It is undoubtedly the Lord's great grace in you. Continue to practice recollectness of God and pray to him intensely and sincerely. He is omniscient and very compassionate. He fulfills the heart's earnest prayer. Restlessness is in the nature of the mind. It becomes calm through prayer and meditation. There is no other method. As a result of spiritual disciplines and by the grace of God, one's mind becomes tranquil. Undisturbed calmness of mind is attained by cultivating friendliness toward the happy, compassion for the unhappy, delight in the virtuous, and indifference to the wicked. This is the advice given by Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras. God dwells in all beings, so everyone is an object of love. By cultivating this attitude, one can also quiet the mind. And I'm going to read one more page. Is that okay with everybody, unless anyone has any burning questions? Okay. Got the okay from John. Got it. Davy, Prana, Leanne, Sarah. Okay, we're good. Okay. Team go. Okay, now, interesting. The next letter is to dear Nirmal Swami Madhavananda, who would become president of the order. Shashi Niketan, Puri, 7th of September, 1917. Dear Nirmal, I have received your letter of August 28th. In the beginning, one has to understand the truth through discrimination. Afterwards, when that discrimination becomes firm and free from doubt, realization takes place immediately. Wherever there is cessation of doubt, misgiving, and contrary notions with regard to the truth, the mind becomes firmly settled on the self. This is called realization of the truth. Through the grace of the Lord, quote, one attains it within himself within the course of time. That's 4th chapter of the Gita. Today, I've received a postcard from M. Tell him that one cannot get rid of egoism simply by not doing anything. The way to do this lies through work. If you want to fry something, you must use fire to heat the oil. To refine sugar, you have to remove a lot of scum by boiling it. Likewise, if you want to purify your mind, you will have to perform action without seeking its results. Purification cannot be achieved by drawing in one's hands and feet like a tortoise. Oh, drawing in once. That's like withdrawing all the senses into oneself, like a tortoise. Quote, I won't work because it may cause pride, end quote. This attitude springs from sheer selfishness. It is a sign of a dreadful tamasic sluggish nature. One must convert tamas into rajas, which activity, through work, and then gradually it will be transformed into sattva, calm, through spiritual disciplines. Thus will their ego be driven out. One who has no sense of ego is not the doer, although he may be engaged in work. One who harbors a feeling of pride will be proud even when he is idle. And one who is humble and calm does not feel that he is doing anything, although he does many things. With love and best wishes, Turiyananda. Okay, actually the next one is long, so the next letter will be on the right-hand side of the page, number 110. To Dear D, this is another cliffhanger here. Okay, any questions that came up with this? John?
Only if you want to take it, I know it's hot there. Two quick ones. The word paramda, whatever that means. Number two, the lake of heaven. Is that similar to the lake of bliss in Buddhism that Joseph Campbell talks about?
You know, since I know so little about Buddhism, I really can't say. I mean, I might assume in my own mind, I might just sort of translate it that way in my own mind. But since I'm very,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, but since I know so little, I hesitate to say anything. Light of heaven, when people go up into, they always talk about going towards the light. So I'm assuming that sort of beautiful, benevolent, lovely light that indicates the divine, moving closer to the divine. As for Prarabdha, there's 3 types of karma. Prarabdha is the karma that fructifies, that takes that in this life. That is, it takes effect, even though they might have been done in many previous lives. Prarabdha is the one in this that we experience in this life, which we experience either through pain or pleasure in the mind, pain or pleasure in the body. And that is considered, it's like some karmas can be sort of stopped. This one is, they compare it to an arrow that has been shot, and you pull it back, it goes forward, and it's going to hit the mark, and you go, oh, no, I changed my mind, I don't want to hit that. But it's too late. But they say by the grace of God, it can be, if you're a devotee and by the grace of God, that the effect can be mitigated. Rather than having an arm cut off, you can have a scratch. That's the other, they compare it to the karma, instead of it taking effect, you have it still in the quiver. But it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Or you have it and you're like that, you've pulled it, you're ready. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. But with Prarabdha, you have shot that. But often either in this life or in previous lives. And the effect will take place, but it can be greatly mitigated by the grace of God. Davy Prana, you want to add anything to that? Can you unmute Davy Prana?
Yes, that sounds really good.
Okay, sounds really good according to Davy Prana.
Yes. Prarabdha karma,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't change it because it's already happened.
It's already,
The action is already, the arrow is already shot.
right.
You explained it beautifully.
So, Leanne, I didn't ask you, how's the heat in Austin, Texas? You're muted.
Thunderstorming right now. It's
Oh,
not hot.
lovely.
It's probably warmer there.
Lovely.
My God.
Bring it here, bring it here.
Yeah.
Sarah, how
We
is
need
how is
shade.
it up in Portland?
Sarah.
It's in the 80s, so it's not as hot as you all.
Oh, no. Okay, stay cool, and probably not as anywhere near
But
as hot as
it's in
Texas.
Santa Barbara. What is it with you all then?
It's
Is it
went,
pretty hot?
it was in the hundreds. It's gone down today into the probably high 80s, is my guess.
85, yeah.
85 in your place, probably a little higher
Yes,
up at our
right,
place.
Yeah, it's not cooling off.
Yeah, and it's supposed to get warmer by the end of the week.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Okay, well, everybody, this is Swami Sarvadavananda's weekend. So this Saturday, he will give a class on the Bhagavad Gita at 5 o'clock. And then on Sunday, he will give a lecture on the real ID. Is that? It's really hard to read this. Vedarupana is Sarvadavananda's real ID Vedanta perspective. Okay, this Sunday at 11, and a week from today, there'll be another reading from this magnificent book, Spiritual Treasures, the Letters of Swami Turiyananda. All right, everybody stay cool and well.
Same to you.
Bye.
Thanks. We'll end with a chant. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining.